In 2024, world's highest paid athletes list, not a single woman was present. At a record high, women only hold about 10% of CEO positions in Time's 500 companies, according to Fortune in 2024. Yet, about half of the global workforce is made of women. A study conducted by the University of Virginia in 2019 showed that women are 73% more likely to suffer extreme car injuries in crashes because safety features are designed for men. Now, I know it's been a lot of listening, but by a show of hands, can I see how many people in this audience identify as a feminist? I can't really see. That's some. Okay, now by another show of hands, can I see how many people in this audience think that men and women should have equal rights? Okay, that's good. That's almost all of you. Now that's interesting, because I just asked you the same question twice. The definition of being a feminist is a person who believes that men and women should have equal rights. But why is it that two entirely different amounts of hands were raised? And why has the term feminism become such an unpopular one? When we think of feminists, we think of something along the lines of outspoken, angry woman. And no, I did not make this up. These are the words my classmates have said. Emma Watson said it best in her He for She speech when she expressed that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. But feminism isn't about hating men. It's not even just about promoting female rights, but rather about the fight for gender equality for everyone. Gender equality ensures that we all get equal opportunities. This means a man can choose to stay at home without any second thought, and a woman can also choose to be the breadwinner. This means being in a world where jobs are not limited to one gender, but actually embracing on who best suits the job instead. But that world isn't our world yet. We still live in a world where women are still scrutinized for the way they dress, the way they look. Standards are still placed upon the way we all act, and women still face many, many obstacles. So what is the leading cause of gender inequality? Although government policies and political leadership play a role, it's actually because of us. It's because we all internalize misogyny. Misogyny is the bias that women are inferior to men. Internalized misogyny is when people subconsciously believe the negative messages and sexist stereotypes about women. The way we think shapes our actions, and we have to recognize that there will automatically be some stereotypes we put with men or women. We cannot think one way, act another way, and expect for the world to change in the way we want. Our minds and our hearts have to be connected for us to produce the results we hope for. And this is a call to action to connect those two things so we can combat gender inequality. Last year, for International Women's Day, I asked members of my community the following question. A father is about to bring his son to a job interview for a big banking company in the city. Just as they're about to arrive, the son's phone rings. The son looks to his father, who says, "Go ahead, answer it." The caller is the banking company's CEO, who says, "Good luck, son. You've got this." The son ends the call, then looks to his father, who is still sitting right next to him. How is this possible? The answer was the mother, who was CEO. Out of the 20 people I asked, only 3 people got it right. My teacher, who walked around with a Roe v. Wade mug, said that the caller was a spiritual ghost. My classmate, whose phone screen background spelled out girl power, insisted that the father wasn't the son's real father. Why is it easier to believe that the father is fake and there was a spiritual ghost than it is to believe that a woman can be CEO? Why is it when we think of high-ranking positions, we think of men? Is it because internally we still think that men should fill those positions? A crucial step to combating gender inequality is to first recognize our actions. What do we do that exhibits internalized misogyny? What do we say that has sexist underlying meanings? Boys will be boys. She's just a girl. Men don't cry. She's asking for it dressed like that. Man up. She is such a drama queen. These are all examples of implicit biases and internalized misogynies. This intensifies our gender gap. Renowned neuroscientist Dr. Lise Elliott has done some extensive research on the early development in brains in boys and girls. After spending her whole career researching this topic, she's debunked lots of our widespread propaganda on how sex characteristics are hardwired into the brain. In 2017, there was an intensive meta-analysis concluding that although sex differences can impact behavior, it is statistically proven to be very, very minor. Additionally, an interesting point was that sex differences were significantly smaller in children. So, what does this tell us? Society is the key player in fostering gender differences. Media depicts female roles as the damsel in distress who needs saving, and male roles are depicted as strong heroes. If the world is still normalizing phrases like boys will be boys and she's just a girl, and unconsciously teaching our young kids these phrases, then we simply cannot expect to achieve gender equality anytime soon. Gender differences are fostered everywhere through media, through speech, through familial and workplace influences. They've been so integrated in our way of life that children end up growing and adopting the misogynistic phrases we teach them from a young age. I've heard many cases about when a boy snapped a girl's bra. She tells the teacher, and she is told back that he does that because he likes you. When we rationalize this idea by claiming that men are not emotional, we reinforce the idea that boys are inherently aggressive, violent, and harmful. But as I stated before, these traits are not hardwired into the brain, but cultivated through societal influences. We're still a long way from achieving a gender-equal world. Internalized misogyny is a global issue, and it is only when we connect our hearts and our minds that we can expect to achieve it. So, moving forward, let's remember to watch the words we use. As the late Charles Kettering once said, a problem well stated is half solved. So, by identifying our misogynistic statements, we will already be making progress towards a gender-equal world. The first step is to watch the misogynistic statements you say. Hold yourself and other people accountable to put an end to justifying behaviors that align with gender stereotypes. Our words are our strongest weapon. It's our main mode of communication. So with that in mind, let's remember to watch the words we use. With generations looking up to adopt our habits, it is crucial that we be intentional with our language and choices. Thank you for listening.